There is a spirit in there known as Walter that makes their presence known to many people. I felt a big tug on my back. I heard some rattling just now. Hey everyone, this is Emma with the Spirit Keepers coming at you with a Halloween special video for you guys. I recently went to LA to visit the cast of Love on the Spectrum, which was a great time. I had so much fun, but while I was there, I was actually able to visit the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about the history and the ghost stories, and then I'm gonna show you guys some of the awesome footage that I caught while I was there. I unfortunately wasn't able to stay overnight, but I still was able, even just with the common spaces, I was still able to do a lot of exploration, and I had so many experiences both on and off camera there. So I am so excited to share this with you guys. I am going to keep it brief with the history of the Queen Mary, and once again, I'm also not going to go over every single ghost story to connect to the boat. I'm going to go over a few and then some that are specifically connected to this video. So if you have any additional information that you would like to share, please feel free to put that in the comment section below. I do end up exploring the engine room as well as the area, the pool area. So I'm very excited to show you guys what I find. I wasn't able to do any actual ghost hunting in the engine room area, but I was able to use my spirit box over by the pool. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So the Queen Mary was built in the 1930s. The ship was originally built to be a luxury cruise line. Actually went on its first voyage in 1936. However, when in the 1940s, it was refurbished as a warship due to World War II. So they refurbished it to be used during the war, and it ended up getting the nickname of the Grey Ghost. It held about 800,000 servicemen during its time as a warship. In 1947, it ended up returning to as the Queen Mary, so it ended up transitioning back into a luxury cruise line again. And then in 1965, it was sold to the city of Long Beach, and it has been under their control since then. So that is when the ship ended up being docked in the harbor there, and it has just been used as a hotel ever since that time. As for the deaths that have happened on the ship itself, there have been 55 documented deaths on the ship. It's possible that there may be more than that, but these are specifically the ones that are known to the staff on the Queen Mary. Now I'm gonna start getting into the ghosts and the spirits that are connected to the ship. So, like I said, with this video, the focus is on the engine room as well as the pool area. However, one of the most well-known hauntings that happened on the ship happened in room B340. It's known as the most haunted room that you are able to book on the Queen Mary. The room is so haunted that it lay vacant for several decades, and then it actually wasn't reopened to the public until 2018. So there's a lot of stories as to why this room is so haunted. There's a lot of legends and things like that over the years that have been created. The one thing that the staff on the Queen Mary can say is that they do know that someone died in that room. However, they do not have the documentation as to who died in the room, what the situation was. That information has been lost. So We don't know the details as to the deaths. You'll hear a lot of people talking about different legends and things like that connected to the room. The one thing that that they do know about the room is that a lot of times when people stay there, there is a spirit in there known as Walter that makes their presence known to many people. The hauntings tend to be very aggressive. People have heard knocking. One of the most common things I've heard is that in the bathroom in room B340, there is a faucet in there that tends to turn on and off a lot. There's a lot of things connected to plumbing. A lot of people have said that the toilet flushes by itself, shower turns on, you know, anything kind of like connected to the bathroom and the faucet. People have also said that there has been a lot of knocking that happens in the room, like knocking is very common, and a lot of people have been touched. Staff, when I've heard multiple times from staff, as well as the woman who, specifically the woman who gave the ghost tour that I took while I was there, she said that she has been in that room multiple times and has had her hair tugged, as well as, and she has also witnessed the knocking, so that really is a very common thing that happens in that room. Again, I don't have any footage of room B340, but I feel like I have to discuss that one just because it is such a common story connected to the ship. There is a spirit that is seen or heard, or like their presence has been picked up on in the engine room area of the ship, which I'm gonna show you where this is, but specifically over by the watertight door number 13. So one of the documented deaths on the ship is of a man who was a fireman. He was 18 years old and his name was Jay Pedler, and he passed away on the Queen Mary in 1966. So his death is directly connected to the watertight door number 13 in the engine room, and he was actually crushed by the door during a routine safety drill. There's a couple of different stories connected to why it was that he was crushed. Some people believe that he left a wrench or, you know, some kind of tool on the other side of the door as it was closing and thought he had enough time to lean over and grab it, and he didn't, and he ended up getting crushed by the door and getting stuck in the door that way. Some people also have said that they believe that he may have been playing chicken. There's a couple of different stories, but Jay Pedler is known to haunt that particular area of the engine room due to his untimely death there. And one of the most haunted areas of the ship is the pool area, which once again you're gonna see. The pool area is known to be a very haunted area. A lot of staff have a lot of theories as to why that is. The ceiling in the pool area is made out of quartz, and not only that, but obviously being on a ship, they're obviously like right on water. And both water as well as quartz have been notoriously known to trigger paranormal activity, and they think the combination of these two things has caused a vortex specifically in the pool area of the Queen Mary. Obviously the whole ship is haunted, but they think that's why the pool tends to be an epicenter of activity. There's a lot of ghosts that people have encountered in this area. One of them is the ghost of a little girl named Jackie. She definitely tends to interact with guests. People have claimed that she has attempted to hold their hand, and people have felt her presence and have been tugged by her, like either on their shirts or on their pants. And she's been seen pretty frequently in the area, usually wearing a sailor's dress. So people have seen her a lot, and of all the ghosts in that area, she tends to be the most famous one. She's also been seen in other areas of the ship, however, she tends to really hang out around the pool area a lot. There isn't a Jackie that has been documented to have died on the Queen Mary. A lot of times when there's vortexes, sometimes you'll encounter spirits that aren't even connected to the area in around the vortex. sometimes they're from other places and they end up just coming through just due to the vortex being there. But yeah, those are the small handful of ghost stories connected to the Queen Mary. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the footage now, so I hope you enjoy the footage, and I'm gonna do a reflection afterwards. Hey everyone, this is Emma with the Spirit Keepers. I can't believe I'm here. I need to tell you guys something. So within the first 5 minutes of me getting here, it wasn't this women's room, but it was another one. I had an encounter in the women's room on the 4th floor. But basically what happened was I walked in after getting my ticket for my paranormal tour. And I immediately walked in, and when you walk in, you're on the 4th floor. I'm on like the ground floor right now. But when you walk in, you come for the tours specifically, you're coming up on the 4th floor. I walk in and I immediately go to the right towards the bathroom that's next to the wedding chapel. I go into the bathroom and I'm using the bathroom. I'm the only person in there. And when I go to wash my hands, my backpack was fully on my back, so I had both straps on. So I had it like this. So I was sitting there washing my hands, and I felt a big tug on my back, like undeniable, not subtle, like a huge tug on my back. And I talked to my tour guide about it, and she said that that's pretty common in that area, and that a lot of women in that 4th floor bathroom have experiences. And she said it could be like multiple spirits, but she said that the behavior sounds like Jackie, the little girl spirit that's also seen by the pool, which I'm actually I have my spirit box, so I'm gonna do a little session over there when it's quieter. But yeah, some pretty exciting stuff has already happened, and I can't wait to show you more. Okay guys, I'm about to head into the engine room, which is one of the more haunted areas of the ship. This is really creepy. Like, this is the museum part, right? And then you go downstairs and it's a totally different vibe down here. Oh my gosh. I feel like my eyes are playing tricks on me. Like I've seen like stuff from the corner of my eyes, but it could just be like the lighting, but it's still creepy. Maybe I'll catch an EVP down here. Is anyone here? Does anyone want to speak while I'm heading to number 13 with anyone? I'll probably get some orbs too, most likely. Anyone want to show themselves? I know you guys are here. You tugged on me earlier. Me to be here. Oh, here it is, guys. It's door number 13. This is the area. It's supposed to be very haunted. I heard some rattling just now. I don't know if a person's coming, but I hear rattling. It was coming from right behind me. Hello? I think someone's coming. I have such an uneasy feeling down here, and it's kind of freaking me out. Yeah, this spot's really unpleasant. Well, that someone either passed tragically or at the very least just a sense of dread. Like, you can just tell something like, it's like, why are you here? Not even necessarily negative, just kind of wondering why you're here. Hey guys, so I just had another experience, and no one's going to believe that all these things are happening to me, especially since they're not happening on camera. So no one's gonna believe me, and that's totally fine. I totally respect you guys all thinking I'm nuts. That is fine. But a tour was going through, so I was patiently waiting for them to go through. And they were on like the other side, so they were like towards the entrance of the hallway, and I was sitting here just like waiting for them to fully pass, and I heard a man behind me, like literally, it was definitely a man. It was like a lower voice. I heard someone say, "Hey," like, hey, like, what's going, like, not the whole thing, but like, it kind of seemed like, hey, like, what are you doing, like that kind of tone. But I heard a hey behind me, a super low voice. It was like, hey, like that. Like super like masculine, super low. Definitely way more to explore, but I'm just gonna give this area like a final few minutes and then we can move on.